Alright guys, welcome back. This is the video for 9.4. It will be the homework for Thursday night and over the weekend. I'm going to want the kids to watch this before Monday. I guess that'll be a little different as you will have something to watch on Friday over the weekend, but I think you guys will make do. So today's lesson is once again building on what we've done in the past. We've covered how to turn easy fractions into percents. We've covered how to use a calculator to turn your fractions into percents and vice versa. And so we're taking the next step of now we're using the calculator to rename fractions as percents. So I think I said that a little wrong. So we've done 1 divided by 4, and when you do 1 divided by 4 in a calculator, you know that it equals 1/4. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of something. There we go. So for instance, on our calculator here, we have 1 divided by 4 equals 25%. I was going to have you do it on your own, but I think you guys get the hint. Moving on, how do you rename a fraction as a percent? So you would go and you would take 1 divided by 4, and on our calculator there's a percent button that does it for you, but the easiest way is just to once you have 1 divided by 4, you multiply that by 100 and it would get you the answer you're looking for. So 1 divided by 4 is what? And then multiplied by 100 should be 25%. Okay, now try it with this on your calculator. 33/75. So you do 33 divided by 75, multiply by 100, and you should have gotten 44%. Okay, so now we're going to do some mental math. And this is really important because this is the next step of moving towards understanding percents. So we've done some really easy ones, and so for the first one, I'd like you to try to do these on your own. Pause it and do your best. Okay, the first one here, 50%, you know, is the same as 1/2. So 50% of 60, half of 60 is 30. 100% of 60, all of it would be 60. 10% of 60. Now the easiest way to do 10% is you just divide it by 10, or you take 1 0 away. So you would move the decimal point from here, the decimal point's there, and you would move it 1 spot. So it would be the same as 6. So if I had 10% of 70, it'd be 7. If I had 10% of 80, it'd be 8. If I had 10% of 100, it'd be 10, and so on. You just move that decimal 1 point. If I had 10% of 77, my decimal point would be right here. I would move it 1 spot, and my answer would be 7 7/10, would be 10% of that. So it's really easy if you understand that. Now, for 20%. Gets a little tougher, but here's the thing. Do you know what 10% of 60 is? Yeah, it's 6. So what would 20% be? Well, it'd be 6 plus another 6, which should give you 12. Let's keep trying this. And try doing it without using your calculator. Okay, 25% of 40. Well, we know 25. What fraction is that equal to? 25 is equal to 1/4. So 1/4 of 40 is 10. Well, if you know 1/4 of 40 is 10, what would 75%? 75 is equal to what fraction? 3/4. So that would be the same as 3 sets of 10 would be 30. Same is true for here. What is 1/4 of 32? What times 4 is 32? Well, 8 times 4 is 32. So 1 group of 8. And if I had 3 groups of 8, like I do at 75, which is the same as 3/4, like we had here, 3 times 8 is 24. Moving on, I'd like you to try these on your own. Okay, 10% is, and make sure you paused it there, but 10% of 150 is 15. So 20% would be 15 plus 15, which would be 30. Here, we would have 40%. Well, we know 10%, we would move it 1 spot. So 10% is the same as 11. Well, 40 would be times 4, because 10 times 4 gives you 40. So your answer should be 44. I'll check in a second. This one, we have 5%. Well, do we know what 10% of 20 is? Sure, 10% of 20 is 2. So 5 is half of 2. So 10% of 20 would be 1. And right here, the answer was 44. Remember, 11 times 4. And here, 15%. Well, we know 10% is 1. And half of 10% is a half, so it should be 1.5. Good. If you got that, excellent job. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to use both calculators and our mental arithmetic, and as much as you can do it in your head, that'll help you out later down the road to help solve discount number stories. And these are really important because as you grow up and as you go shopping, you're going to see these things thrown at you all the time, and it's good to know how much money you're going to be spending before you get to the cash register. So, for instance, you go to a store and they're offering discounts of 10% on all items. This means you save 1/10 off the regular price. So, for instance, if you look here, the CD player costs $140. You get a 10% discount. Well, we move that decimal point. Let me get it here. We move that decimal point right there. We move it one spot. And that's why we got 14. So you are saving, by getting 10% off, you are saving $14 off of 140. Does the thing cost $14? No, it doesn't. It costs 140 minus the 14. So if you do 140 minus 14, you would get, do it, you would get 126. Now here, what's 10% of this? Well, you move the decimal one spot, you should get 120. And you would take that minus your discount to get your new sale price. Pause it and try these two. All right, let's see how you did. There are the answers. Okay, moving on. Let's try for this one. Now we have a 25% discount. So 25%, we know from our easy fractions, that's 1/4. So what's 1/4 of 400? What's 400 divided by 4? It's 100. So your sale price, 400 minus 100, would be 300. Can you try it here? What's 1/4 of 240? Try it. All right, I hope you got 60 there because 60 times 4 is 140. And your sale price, you do 240 minus 60 would give you 180. Try the last one on your own. If you know the sales price, what is, this would be 1/4 of what number? So this times 4 would give you 300, and then that would help you to solve that. Good. This one's definitely the toughest one, but if you know how to do this, you should be able to go backwards. All right, try this one on your own, please. All right, now I'll give you a hint if you had trouble with that. I'd like you to do, can you tell me what 10% of 400 is? If you can tell me what 10% is, you should be able to tell me what 20% is and 30%, because you would just multiply it by 3. So let's see how you did. 10% of 400 is 40, so 30% would be 3 times 40, which give you 120. So how much does she pay? You do the sales price. So the regular price minus the sales price gives you how much she'd pay. All right, do this one on your own. Let's see if you got the answer. Good. Try these on your own. Pause it. Let's see how you did. Good. Try these on your own. Let's see how you did. Should be that. And there. Try these on your own. There are your answers. Okay. These should be problems that are very simple. I don't want you to use a calculator for these because you should know out of 100 should be easy. This one, these two, you just need to make it out of 100. Can you change these fractions up to make them out of 100? Number 6 will be by far your most difficult. Give it a go. See if you can do it. Here's some more. I'd like you to use a calculator on these, reminding you that you would just do the numerator. So for this one, I would do 23 divided by 92, and that would give me, oh, it's 25% here. Okay, see I have 2,500, which translates to 25%. Try these. Okay, I will go over these with you tomorrow. We're going to have these in your math book. It's just good practice to make sure you know these in the order. And right here, if this is 100%, 50% would be half of it. So I'm going to get a highlighter here. So half of 50 would be right there. So half of 50% of 10 is 5. Okay, this is 100%, so draw 25%. Well, 25% is 1/4 of the group. 1/4 of 16 would be 4. So the answer here, I'll try to draw out the highlighter, and that did not work. So I'm going to do over here, have that. 10%, well, 10% of, I got 5, 10, 15, 20. 1/10 of 20 is 2. So I'm going to put that in here. I think that's right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1/10 of 20. 10% of 20 is 2. And 50. If this is 50%, I know 50% is 1/2. So that means I got the other half to draw. So I have 6 plus 6, and so 50% of 12 is 6. Good. Try these on your own. Good, and then you can try this one on your own if you'd like. And there we go. All right, I hope you guys got this. If you have questions, we'll go over it tomorrow. Thanks a lot.